So unfortunately, there's some bad news revolving around Xbox. Right? Surprise, surprise. It seems like there's a good news and then there's a bad news, and we really kind of are at this point where I pretty much expect bad news. And it's unfortunate that this happens the way that it does. But I'm an Xbox fan. I'm going to continue to have some kind of hope for the brand. I'm going to have some type of idea that Xbox is going to do something that I'd never be able to do in the future or whatever. Like Microsoft, I think sometimes has the right idea with things, and then a lot of times they have just absolutely the wrong idea. But I want to get into this because I feel like this is something that everybody is talking about, and people are really, I think we're questioning what Microsoft's thought process here if this ends up being true. But again, we'll take this with a grain of salt because we don't know for sure just yet how this is going to work out. I want to get into it. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. I do daily gaming content, so if you're looking for somebody that does daily gaming content, that's me. And I also like to be fun yet informative. So if you guys are looking for that, hey, I could do that as well. I do stuff every day. There's always something to talk about, which is half the fun, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, so yeah, this is very interesting. For me anyway, I look at this as something of a very interesting topic. And, for me, I really, really do think that this is something that, that Microsoft is going to be doing in the future. But is Xbox even going to have a new console? We've heard rumors about this Xbox Prime thing. We've heard, and I did a video about it, that supposedly the next Call of Duty is being developed on for the next Xbox already. But Jez Gordon from Windows Central did his podcast and he was talking about this, and he kind of debunked a lot of this stuff. So he says if the info about Call of Duty is accurate about launching on the next-gen Xbox in 2026, there is no dev kit right now. So like the idea that developers have already gotten the next-gen Xbox dev kit, that's just not accurate. I mean, the whole idea of the next Xbox is that it's going to be a PC in essence, but with a TV-friendly shell that also has a specific set of specs in mind. So developers will be building for Windows PC in a way, but in such a way that they know exactly what the specs will be. So maybe the Call of Duty rumor could be right. If it is, the next dev kit, the dev kit talk is more about what kind of specs that they've been told to target for the next Xbox, not about having any dev kit. But I'm pretty sure new hardware is not 2026, it's in 2027. So again, this is the type of thing that we kind of have to kind of look at as, sort of what's happening and things like that. I really do think that Microsoft has a lot of problems right now. Is this going to be something that that happens in the future or whatever? Like, I don't know. For me, the worst thing for Xbox would be quite obviously the idea that that it's going to be a PC or whatever the case may be. I don't look at that as something positive overall. But I do hope that we see something that makes Xbox worthwhile at the very least, because I don't see how Microsoft could sell people like, okay, so I'll give you an example. Steam machines were a thing years ago. They sold under 1 million units. Why? Because PC gamers weren't interested in set hardware, and console gamers were happy with like the plug and play, and we're already building up libraries of games and things like that. So again, you have to look at this thing and from certain angles, right? So from my angle, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, I'm looking behind me right now and I've got walls of video games, right? Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. I don't think the next Xbox is going to launch with a disk drive. So right there, I would lose literally hundreds of games, and I'm not even counted the Xbox 360 games that I have. I have, a ton of Xbox 360 games physically. Many are backwards compatible right now, but if they don't have a disc drive, then they wouldn't be. It's basically saying, yeah, you could still play your games or whatever the case may be, but you'll have to buy them digitally again, and that's just something that I can't do. You know what I mean? That's something that I'm not really willing to do. And for me, the way that I look at how Microsoft is handling these things, it's really kind of a shame because Xbox has been something that I've really enjoyed for decades. And it's like, I know people go, oh well, you can still enjoy it, right? I mean, I don't enjoy the idea of a PC. I've always been a console gamer. I've built up thousands of games, yes, both physically and digitally. And so that's what I'm more interested in at this particular point. I have no interest in messing with sliders and exe files and this and that and the other thing, or play with PC gamers in multiplayer games. I have no interest in doing any of that stuff. So it's always kind of a weird thing for me when we see this kind of thing come about, and how Microsoft has kind of let go of the we're going to have to wait and see, I guess, how this affects the actual console and how this affects, things in the future. But, again, this is going to be the thing that I think changes everything, is how Microsoft is going to kind of run some of these things in the future or whatever. Like I said, I'm not interested in a PC with an Xbox logo or whatever. That doesn't appeal to me. I want to be able to, put my discs in that I have. I want to be able to, and again, if you're a PC gamer, I think that's fine. But overall, I've noticed a trend, which is PC games are launching horribly, horribly optimized. They're unoptimized, and and then what we're basically seeing is, that consoles are getting better optimized games, right? Like, look at Monster Hunter. The PS5 Pro is the better place to play that game, even over somebody's multi-$1,000 PC, right? And why is that? Because they are specifically targeting that hardware. Maybe they'll target the hardware, but anyway, I don't see how. Here's the thing that, if it is a PC, right, the next Xbox is basically a PC. How does that work in Microsoft's favor, right? How does a storefront that's open to Steam or Epic Games, and how does allowing those games to be installed on the quote-unquote Xbox benefit Microsoft in any way, right? Why would people buy an Xbox game when you can just get it on Steam? That's probably going to be a little bit cheaper. What about piracy as well? I mean, that's a huge thing on PC. Are you going to have to deal with that? I just don't get it. I honestly don't think that that's going to be the thing. And I know a lot of people, whether you think of Jez or whatever, a lot of people go, oh, well, didn't he think that there wouldn't be PS5 ports or whatever? And the thing that I mentioned that is Jez has been right on a lot of things, but the industry does change. When he had heard that, they're not going to be putting stuff over, and then a couple months later they start putting stuff over. It's things change really, really, really in a sort of weird way. Now, the other thing is, a lot of people go, well, was the exclusive thing going to really matter that much if it's a PC and you're able to buy PlayStation games and play that on, this thing as well? I don't know where that kind of lands, or if, I know that the companies that are on the Steam Deck, you have to approve that. So Sony could definitely not approve that, or they could do something to block that, or whatever the case may be, and we'll have to wait and see. But I don't look at that as a gotcha, because people could do that on PC already, right? And couldn't Sony just stop putting stuff on PC at that point? It's not the big kind of gotcha moment that I think Xbox fans look at. But for me anyway, I think Microsoft has a lot to work on and a lot to kind of figure out for the future of the brand and the console. So, how do you guys feel about this? Are you interested in an Xbox with a that's basically a PC? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Rack 'em up. Crab Gamer out.